Salute, salute. Welcome to the show. How's everybody feeling? Big win tonight. The Battle of New York. The dominance is here. We continue to roll. 10 games over 500. Blowout, statement win. Cooking the New Jersey Nets. 118-142. Salute to the chat. Salute wherever you're at. Knicks Nation, let's talk about it. Big win tonight. Quentin Grimes was a flamethrower. Jalen Brunson, 39 points. Best player in New York, right here, making his case for an MIP award. Stand up, moves to 16 30-point games right now on the season. And he is an absolute star right here. And the Brooklyn Nets are going down south while the New York Knicks are moving all the way up. Be here right now. Josh Hart, 7 games undefeated as a New York Knick, 10 games over 500. Let's go. We had a big win tonight at MSG, man. The home record continues to get better for the season, and the 50 burger season is a real possibility now. And the Cleveland Cavaliers lost tonight as well, so yeah, big night in the standings. Salute Knicks Nation. Give us your thoughts. We shout you out. Keep it 100. Healthy Knicks talk with this thing. Hope everybody's doing well. And Knicks Nation, man, this is a feeling we haven't had in a long time, because yeah, we are really surging. And forget about the season 2 years ago. This is far more sustainable. Josh Hart's come in and complemented this team nicely. But really, it started with the rotation change, 40 games ago. Defense was the priority, and we are locking down. Tonight was another laugher. And here we are with Quentin Grimes. Amazing game for him tonight. From deep, was at 6 3-pointers. We actually lost the fast break points tonight, and points in the paint though continues to be the dominance with the New York Knicks. Mitchell Robinson just been super impressed again. 4 games since his return, and he's just looked absolutely amazing. We turned the ball over 16 times, yet still dominated. And of course, the Brooklyn Nets, they're no challenge for the New York Knicks. They're rebuilding. And the New York Knicks are now hunting that 4th seed, which is a real possibility. Really is a possibility now, this 4th seed. Just 1.5 games back of the Cleveland Cavs. Like Nice said, salute, brother. And I really feel either way, home court advantage would be beautiful against the Cavs. But I really do think whether it's in the 5th or the 4th seed, whether we play the Cavs or not, I think we look really nice, in that matchup. And I think it's a situation where dominance in terms of points in the paint is going to be key with Mitchell Robinson. And but Jalen Brunson tonight just goes to another gear. 39 points, just missed out on that 40 piece. And we'll give out the grades, we'll talk about it. But to be everybody in the plus in the starting unit was just amazing. Again, plus 23 points, but Julius Randle's all-round game was super impressive too, with 8 rebounds and 8 assists, and a 7 of 15 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3. Was beautiful. Brunson got to the line 6 times. Grimes got to the line. Brunson hit 6 3-point attempts, hit 5. Grimes 6 of 9 from deep as well. We didn't really even need to get to the line too much tonight, right? The offense was flowing, shots were falling right now, and we didn't even rely on the bench at all. Quickly stepped up with 15 points, but really Hartenstein gave us 8 off the bench. Josh Hart with just 4 points tonight, but he was a plus 30 team high, which was crazy. 2 steals, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. So yeah, Josh Hart continues to be that situation that's coming in now and changing the perception of the whole team, because it's a perfect complement with what he's added. The shooting, the scoring on efficiency is a warm welcome, but he's just sacrificing and getting steals, assisting, rebounding, doing everything we need right now. It's just absolutely perfect fit in New York as we continue to be amazed by Josh Hart's start. And 37 and 27 on the season, 10 games over. I don't think the New York Knicks got 10 games over 2 years ago, but it's just been amazing. Now it's the third highest score at halftime in franchise history, with the 81 points as well. So that put a statement on tonight's emphatic victory that we didn't expect anything less, but it was just great to actually see the New York Knicks bury the Brooklyn Nets tonight. Yeah, Mets, Knicks, we rollin'. Straight facts, absolutely. This is as good as I've seen the Knicks really play in terms of chemistry. You'd have to go back to the late 90s to see this kind of chemistry we've created. Quentin Grimes, was kept out of these deals for a reason, and just to be in his sophomore season now and have a game like this, play the way he's been playing, amazing defense, lockdown, unselfish, assisting, and we really are solid at the wing. Obviously we're missing that wing with size, but what these guys give us, we need to give them all the praise. Yeah, Dirty says, honestly, I think this may be the best offensive game from a Nick since Ewing was here. Yeah, definitely appreciate that. And yeah, we're witnessing it. We're witnessing history with our own eyes. 10 games over. Obviously, the 54-win season, with Melo in was it 2012, was a beautiful sight. But something about that just felt like it was so temporary. It was a makeshift roster with Kidd and Rasheed Wallace, Camby, dudes on the later end of their careers as well, Ray Felton, and slapped together. But this team, what we're doing right now with young players is just exceptional. It really is. It's got to have you feeling great for the future. And this is sustainable. This is actually what sustainable winning feels like. JJ stand up with the Grimes hive. Yep, loved seeing that stroke back. 6 of 7 from deep. It was only a matter of time. It was going to come. And he's just too good of a shooter to be in a slump for that long. And the great thing is he only played 26 minutes. 8 of 12 from the field, but 3 rebounds, an assist, and a turnover, +5, 22 points from Quentin Grimes. And this is what sort of is an extension of what I've been saying about how strong this team is. It's a reflection of our depth, basically. I feel better heading into the playoffs because guys could have a rolling on different nights, and we're going to be a handful, for any team. I say our depth overpowers Cleveland's depth, hands down. We got depth where we can come at teams in waves, and that's no joke right now. Barrett was 5 from 11, 28 minutes, right? Hit 2 of 2 from 3. That was great to see. 3 of 5 from the line, +10, 15 points. This is the kind of floor game I like to see from Barrett. He didn't rebound very well, but we weren't even missing shots right now, so I can't even get on him for that. Yeah, exactly, right? 2012, 2013 team was a one-year wonder, Stanley, yeah, correct. This team's on the huge upswing. The thing is, neither of us even know what we're going to see yet. We're just watching and waiting while it's must-see TV up in this thing. Jay Boogie in the house, salute. 10 games over, 1.5 behind Danny's trade to Cleveland. Watch out. The city on lock right now, yep. It ain't even the Brooklyn Nets, really. It's New Jersey at this point. Bong, Bing, Pudge, nice, up in here, enjoying it tonight. Got 10 games over 500, solid squad, young players growing, and depth shining with this situation. What's good, Hector? Don't let them stop our flame. Correct. Salute, man, child. Yep. definitely, man. I'll hook yous up with the Bong Bing. It's not uploaded on this computer at the minute, but I'll hook it up in a minute. 50 burgers is a real possibility. Nice. Yep. I think let's take a game at a time. But obviously, the next challenge is going to be the situation with Boston. The Boston rematch is going to be interesting, and the Heat. That's fascinating too, because again, I don't think the Heat have the depth to match it with the New York Knicks. But I do think that once we get through these next two, boy, will things open up. And I mean really open up with Charlotte, the Kings, and the Clippers as well. So yeah, let's have fun. This is going to be a great stretch. And as we watch that 50 burger, if we don't get to that point, it's going to get close. I really feel teams are going to start to go south. Teams are going to start to play G Leaguers, young players, all of that. And I think these last 15 to 10 games is going to be huge. Yeah, I could really see this happening. Pudge, 48 sounds like a good number. 47, 48, 49, the 50 burger. We here. Let's go. Yeah, we mean business right now. Statement wins every single night. And I can't wait for that Heat game on Friday night. That's going to be absolutely popping up in here. And, Tom Thibodeau in the thumbnail, I mean, I've got to start to give him all the credit now for pushing the right buttons. Obviously, the players are the key catalyst with their effort, but Tom Thibodeau's made some good adjustments. Obviously, it's also players just hitting their right form. We talk about Mitch. I can't, give Mitch enough love because he is one of the most dominant big men in the NBA right now. It needs to be said. Mitchell Robinson is a absolute beast, is a monster, like Jay Boogie said, called him monster. And rebounding, shot blocking, yep, it's crazy. It's 4 p.m. on the Thursday afternoon, fam, out here as we rocking out. JJ, love to see Randle and Hartenstein, yep, mocking Bridges, doing his 3-point celebration, yeah. Yep, that was beautiful, yep. He's been getting under people's skin for a while, but he's not even really a Nick nemesis at this point. We can't take Bridges that seriously now. He's playing on a losing team. That's for real. Joshua's in the house. We can beat all three next opponents. Nick's got a strong offense, but not to be slept on, and a pretty solid defense too. Nick's operating like a professional organization again. Say that again. Yeah, that's magic to my ears right now. Operating like a professional organization. Yep, cannot wait to continue to see this thing trend upwards. Finally, like we keep saying all night, it's sustainable right now. And with one eye on the future still, it's going to be great to also talk about the draft, what lies ahead, for you college hoops junkies. March Madness is here, ladies and gentlemen. Got the privilege this Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern, on Saturday live. You don't want to miss it, with the one, the only Rafael Barlow for Big Board, talking about our March Madness preview, and talking about Julius Randle, talking about fits with the Knicks now, because we need to only look at fit. We're at that point where fit is the most important thing. And the Dallas pick is looking juicy because Dallas lost again. Luka and Kyrie are now 1-4 as a duo. And the Knicks pick is now moved up to 17th overall in this draft. So the New York Knicks traded the best pick, possible to be able to grab a great wing, in this draft. We'll talk about it. The Thompson twins and whoever else takes your fancy, drop the comments down and we'll talk about it with Raphael. this Saturday. It's going to be straight popping. But in terms of the 30-point games again, Brunson moves up to 16 on the season. He's only had 3 30-point games in his whole career with the Dallas Mavericks, with 4 years under his belt. Now in his 5th year in the league, he's had 16 in one season. That's MIP to the bone. And I think he's mounting his case. People are starting to really take notice. And also Emmanuel Quickly's case for a 6th man. That needs to be taken very seriously too. Give us your thoughts on that. But yeah, elite Knicks company with 18 and 16 30-point games. We have a serious duo on our hands. Right. Who else could we add? Let's see. Also, yeah, address the pickup that the Knicks made earlier this week with Dwayne Washington Jr. and a really good pickup on the 2-way contract. Now, he has had some excellent games this season. He's a scorer and a 6'3" guard, just 22, 23 years old. So I think that was a really good pickup. Not a guy that's going to want minutes immediately, but a guy that we could continue to develop. Smart moves, again, operating like a more professional organization. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating, Dirty and Chat, with the draft coming up. You know, where are we at in a position now to win now? What do we do with this draft pick? Could it be like a Rayan Rupert sort of draft and stash situation? Could the Knicks trade the pick and make that move, you know, for an OG, for Levine, for Embiid, for whoever? You know what I mean? So that's going to be interesting. And I keep saying the further the Knicks get in the playoffs, the more tempted this organization is going to be to make that splash. Bricks and the diehards up in here chopping this up. Salute. The streets are buzzing in New York City because of these New York Knicks. The only team in New York right now. The other team's a fake team. Yep. Randle looking for Grimes is outstanding. You said it, Luke. You said it. Very unselfish. And I think it speaks to the mindset. Like Julius keeps telling us, you know, he's feeling good about his mindset. He's never played with a full, complete team like we have right now, where guys can shoot, guys can dribble, can score, can pass, can rebound well. Really, we're not relying on one guy too much. You know, everybody can sort of chip in, and we're a handful. Let's just stay healthy and give it our best against Cleveland. I think we could push Philly in a 7-game series too. Will salute. Yep, this is absolutely phenomenal. Every game's a revelation right now. Yep, 39 points from Brunson, 3rd highest halftime score in franchise history. Absolutely incredible season from Julius Randle. Continues the bounce back. What else is there left to see? I mean, you guys tell me. Obviously, Barrett, you know, we could continue to see Barrett shoot efficiently, flesh out his playmaking ability. But there's only one ball to go around right now. And so many guys are contributing. Philip says, going to need the picks we have to replace Obi for sure and get a wing off the bench. Doubt they will re-sign him after next season. Yeah, we also feel like that big blockbuster trade could be coming. So this pick's going to be used in some way or another, you know, to add a stash, a wing, or trade it for that star. I think excellent contracts dished out too, you know, very, very valued contracts. Julius Randle, Brunson's contract. I think I saw a stat where like we're 20th in the league in payroll. Let that sink in. That's right, you heard it. Shout out to Mitch and the descending contract too. Yep. Quentin Grimes' release is so quick. It's devastating as well, and it's high. Yeah. Players got no chance of blocking that. That could be looking more likely now with an OBRJ picks for whoever that stud wing is. A lot of people want us to make that big trade for Bridges, for Mikal Bridges. For me, I'm happy sitting where we're at, just appreciating who we have right now. and see where we end up with this season. And I see how Barrett finishes the season out is going to be key. But do I think this front office is sold on Barrett yet? I don't think they are. Definitely not. You know, we know they tried to trade him in a bigger deal for Spider. And of course, I do think Leon Rose, you know, didn't draft RJ as well. So I think you got to give outgoing salary too, you know, to bring in another big stud as well. So that's going to be huge to see what happens. Another big summer coming up. Yeah, and look forward to talking draft with you all on Saturday afternoon. But right now, it's all about these New York Knicks owning New York. Hot, one of the hottest teams in the league, 7-game winning streak, and 10 games over 500 for the first time in a long time. Yeah, really, anyone outside of the Bucks sort of makes me nervous. Only the Bucks at this point, because of course Giannis, you know, Middleton and Giannis's size can give us some problems. But yeah, everyone else, I feel like, you know, the Knicks could definitely give their best. Yeah, provided Mitch is healthy, that's an absolute steal. No doubt about it. Year 2026, 14 mil. I can't imagine what the salary cap will look like too. At that point, it's going to be insane. Yeah, great point, Manchild too. Any trade for Bridges is very, very unlikely. I don't see us ever trading with the Nets. That's a fact. Ilmatics in the house. Salute. Yeah, we're 9 deep, 9-10 deep, Luke. You know, let's shout out Deuce McBride too. Almost pulled out a triple-double this today. Went down to Westchester. I don't know if you guys saw the stat line. The guy had about 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, I think, somewhere around there. So just short of a triple-double from Deuce McBride. That lets you know that, you know, he's deserving of NBA minutes. I like the Dwayne Washington, again, pickup. That was solid too. The Trevor Keels one, I'm still not sure what that means. He's got potential, but he's definitely on the outer at this point. He's a developmental guy at this point. But right now we're playing with a solid 9-man squad, and we could give any team issues in the playoffs. The way we're moving the rock has been absolutely exceptional. Randle's 8 assists tonight, stand up. Brunson's 6 assists, excellent. Josh Hart's 5 assists, excellent as well. Quickly with 2 assists, Hartenstein with 3 assists. And in terms of the defense, Hart's 2 steals, Quickly a steal, Obi got a steal, and Mitch got a steal as well. Mitch only got 1 block tonight, but there wasn't much to block. You know, inferior opponents all over. Just an absolute laugher. This is probably the easiest win out of the last 7, if we're keeping it real. But, you know, we didn't play down to the opponent, at least. You know, we're no longer playing down to these opponents. We're just punishing them. Yeah, man, we punishing them. Yeah, Trevor Keels, 10-day. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens. Maybe we just did a make-do deal, give him 10 days, send him back down, and give another 10-day to another dude. It's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, Hartenstein's picked up his play a lot too. So we really didn't miss Mitch a lot. But you notice the difference to have him back now. There's no substitute for quality, and he is the starting big man on this team. He's a difference maker all the way with that situation. So, like I said, tonight we actually lost the fast break points, but, you know, it was a half-court game still. But the biggest lead was 30 points, an absolute domination. Knicks Nation, stand up. And the turnovers, though, was 16. So that was interesting, probably just getting sloppy with the ball at that point. You can't read too much into that in a huge blowout. A 47-point first quarter. That's amazing. A 34-point second quarter and 29-point third quarter, and finished it strong. Won every single quarter. 142, 118 blowout tonight. Just getting warmed up for the Heat, to make light work of the Heat. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. We haven't seen too many triple doubles, but I'm cool with it, Luke, because that means we're also, sharing the rock around, and everybody else is getting involved. We have really two dominant high level players on this team that I don't think many people saw coming to this kind of level right now. Julius Randle was a deserving all-star, but so was Jalen Brunson. Really, if we're keeping it real, I think he's having a way better season than Drew Holiday, a way better season than DeMar DeRozan is as well. And to be honest, he's having a better season than Tyrese Halliburton is as well. I'm not going to throw Halliburton any shade because Wally already did that for us. But yeah, Brunson's had a better season, I think. Yeah, the game was lopsided from the get-go, man child. Yeah, Brick says the Pels would trade BI before Murphy if they feel like they're going to lose him, definitely. I think that's going to be a situation to watch with the Pels now in 10, in the 10 spot. Of course, Zion on the bench, unable to play as well. Yeah, it's now looking like a very solid signing. Hartenstein will. That's what we hoped it would become. When we made that extra signing for a big man, $8 million was critiqued a lot. People said, is it too much to pay for a backup? But you kind of need that if you're going to go deep in the playoffs. You're going to be a 50-win team. You need depth. We are scary right now. Yet Phillip, crazy 8 against the Heat. It's in Miami too. So no better place to go there and deliver them an L. Courtesy of us, Nick Streets. Let's deliver the Heat an L, and get this streak to 8, and go 11 over 500. Stand up whoever predicted the 50 burger, because I want to shout you out tonight. You guys are the unsung heroes, because some people would have laughed, but some people kept the faith as well. Some people kept the faith. I knew we would start kind of slowish, and then I think we were going to finish the season hot because I knew we were going to make a trade. I even said that before the trade deadline hit, before when the season began. I said this roster would not be the roster we finish with, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, that's puzzling too. The Pels start Josh Richardson. That's getting a lot of critique as well. That's getting a lot of heat. But in terms of us, we're not getting any critique right now. Tom Thibodeau is starting to get some accolades for his adjustments, I would say. In terms of the minutes too, I could get used to these blowouts because Barrett played 28 minutes. Grimes played 26. We had Brunson 36, Mitch 26, and Randle 35, which is absolutely amazing. As I pull up the box score and we give out some grades, but I could get used to this, as you guys could too. Having guys play at less than 35 is excellent heading into the playoffs, heading into now a really key stretch of the season. We can keep these guys fresh. That's going to be a huge advantage in the playoffs. Guys like Philly, I don't think can afford to rest Embiid and Harden too much, because I don't think they have the depth we got at this point. I would like Tibbs to sit these guys even more. Tonight was a blowout. We really could have sat Randle and Barrett and Brunson with 6-7 minutes to go. Really, we weren't in any risk of losing tonight. I like this, Briggs. That was a solid prediction, 44. I predict 45 as well. But hey, we're all happy to be wrong. That's the thing in this. Man, I'm happy to be wrong on the right side of being wrong. That's the thing. I never wanted to predict 45 and we win 38. But I'm happy to be wrong, predicting 45 and we win 50. Let's go. Yep. Yeah, the Ja Morant thing that's tough. Yep. We'll let the news investigation come out, but that's a case of success going to a young man's head with that. I'm glad we don't have any dysfunction at this point. I like Nice too. IQ still not shown his capabilities, as well as Grimes. Those two guys' ceilings, together with RJ, could definitely elevate this franchise to another level. And what's that next level? That's contention, no doubt about it. We're not talking about second round playoff performance. We're not talking about fifth seed anymore. We're talking about being in a top two, going to the ECF. Yeah. Mets, Knicks had 47. Salute, that's great. Yep, definitely. Yeah, D, I would have done the same. Tibbs is still going to Tibbs right now. We've still got quite a few games to go. We just came out of the All-Star break as well. I think these guys love to play, but you can't lose anything by playing Barrett more on the ball, sit these other guys down. Give Obi 35 minutes for one night. Get those feel-good vibes happening. David, salute. Long as we play better, this is in the playoffs. What can go wrong? Yep, it's all about the playoffs. You said it. Mike, Brunson's field goal is 83%. 3-point percent, 83. Right. Free throw, 100%. Yep. No playing down to tonight's competition. That's for real. Yep. Salute Sandman. What's good? Yeah, I was worried, with Brunson, the way he hits the floor a lot, dedication, devastation. But we have Quickly, we have Hart, we have Grimes, we have so many players that can handle the ball too. Heck, give Dwayne Washington some burn now. This thing, we're 15 deep. No doubt about it. Right, mob deep. And with the situation where Hart's come in, tonight he didn't even score at all, 4 points, but to still get plus 30 team high with 2 steals, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, just a perfect role player. Josh Hart is that elite quintessential role player on a championship caliber team. You could easily see Josh Hart being that glue guy on the Bucks, being in that Connaughton role. You could easily see him being that glue guy for the Warriors, even being a glue guy for the Denver Nuggets. It was an excellent pickup. And what's even better is we traded our pick instead of the Dallas pick. And I repeat again, the Dallas selection is now moved up to 17 as the Dallas Mavericks slide to 7th seed on the back of last night's loss to the Pacers, with Luka and Kyrie now combined record of 1-4 since forming a duo. So that's eye-opening. I don't think it's so much a reflection of Kyrie and Luka themselves. I think it's Dallas's team. They just don't have depth. They gave up Finney-Smith, they gave up Dinwiddie, and all they're relying on is THJ, Bullock, and Christian Wood, and of course Josh Green and Dwight Powell. That's not enough to really win out west. That's a situation where Luka got a sidekick, but their depth just isn't enough right now. Not at all. Yeah, we could have seen Fournier tonight for real. We could have seen Derek. Yeah, we could have seen Derek. But I'm going to really watch out for these All-NBA awards this season, because I think Mitchell Robinson's earned himself a All-NBA defensive second team. All-defensive second team at least. If Bam gets the first team, Mitch needs to be in the second team. And I think Julius Randle is having an All-NBA type season, as is Jalen Brunson. Maybe Jalen Brunson makes that All-NBA third team. Let's watch out for that. But really what matters is wins. That's all we're here for. That's all we would like to see. We've seen, Lord knows, a fair share of losses, this franchise. But right now, it's all the way up. We're only looking up at this situation now, and Cleveland is 1.5 games ahead in 4th seed. They're going to start to get a bit nervous, I think. They've got to start to get nervous at 39-26. The Knicks are 37-27. So if Cleveland lose their next game, we're literally just 2 wins away from matching them. So that's going to be the key thing. And the Knicks on this tear, anything's possible. We're a freight train now running express. And I think not stopping at any station until we get to the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see. And of course, anyone can beat anyone in this league. But the way Quickly is ascended, the way Grimes is playing, Hart contributing, Mitch's dominance, Brunson, Randle, and Barrett chipping in, we are a scary prospect for any team right now. The best home court, the best fan base, the best depth. We really are mob deep, and our bench is better than it was 2 years ago. I'm going to say it. Quickly Rose, Alec Burks, Nerlens Noel, last time an Obi. But right now, the way Quickly's playing, Josh Hart coming in, Obi and Hartenstein, with RJ playing reps with the bench too, is just a perfect situation with defense, I think. The way Hartenstein's playing, and Hart and Quickly, excellent defenders. And of course, Obi's been shooting fairly efficient recently in his very, very limited minutes. Obi's been fairly solid. Tonight he didn't do too much, but last game he was efficient. And he's been hitting the 3 ball decent this season for his percentage. But yeah, it's really all about the way Randle and the way Brunson are able to draw the defense in. It's just opening up everybody's game. We're seeing more double teams than we've seen in the last decade, in terms of players collapsing and them freeing guys up, for better looks. It's really a thing of beauty. And yeah, Nerlens Noel was waived, which is interesting. I think he's going to go to Dallas, possibly, but he's going to go to some contender. Celtics are trying to get him. Nice. Man, what does that say about Robert Williams and Grant Williams and Al Horford if they're still trying to get help? They're still trying to get some help. Yeah, bricks, the free throw shooting's been an issue for 2 years now. We need to practice, especially guys like Mitch. They get fouled a lot, but they need to convert. Absolutely. Yep. Get those free throw practices in. Now, we've been winning the fast break points a lot recently, but tonight we lost 12-5. So that's all right. It was a street ball affair tonight as a blowout. So that doesn't matter too much. But the rebounding, points in the paint, dominant. And shooting efficiently. Randle 7 of 15. I'll give him an A+ with 8 assists and 8 rebounds. And 3 fouls, plus 27, A+. Mitch gets an A with his 10 rebounds, 3 offensive, plus 12, 13 points, 6 of 6 from the field. Absolute monster. Mitch gets that A. Brunson gets that A+. For me, 15 of 18. Absolute ridiculous scoreline from Brunson, but it's the 3-point ball. 5 of 6. Was absolutely huge, in terms of a point guard that can give you that kind of production with 3-point shooting and also get to the line with 6 assists on top. Tonight was probably Brunson's best game of the season, if not one of the best. And plus 23, 39 points. Talk about MIP. I keep jumping on that because he only had 3 30-point games in his whole career, and he's putting up 30 points like it's no one's business. And so he gets that A+. Barrett gets, he'll get a B+ tonight. He was efficient, 5 of 11, hit both threes, got to the line 5 times, plus 10, efficient, and a positive 15 points from Barrett tonight. That's what we need from the third, fourth option. Just step up, be efficient, move the ball, rebound. Grimes, he gets he gets an A plus actually, 6 of 9 from deep, and 8 of 12 in 26 minutes, A plus. So huge night all around for the starting unit. Guys are absolutely clicking. Yeah, Horford looks pretty old, so I could see that, how they want to make that shake up. Definitely. Tibbs gets a C for leaving Brunson out there. Yeah, you know, Tibbs is still going to Tibbs. D, cool. But I think it was a statement win. They wanted to be on the floor tonight. This was a statement again. Yeah. Dapping up. Could give him an A plus for dapping up Brunson too. Yeah. He's got to be relishing this situation. But notice how I'm still trying to keep a lid on things too, guys, because the playoffs are where magic happens, and I'm feeling confident in Brunson's ability and our ability to beat anyone in the playoffs if things go right, including the Phoenix Suns in the playoffs with some Suns fans up here. But yeah, we could share the load, and defenses can't really focus in on one or two guys too much. Otherwise, the next guy is going to be able to step up. You know what I mean? It's a case of, you know, Julius is now matured where he could feel like, okay, tonight's not my night scoring. Let me just move the ball. You know, the double comes, let me move it. Find Mitch under the bucket. I could find Grimes for an open three. I could find Barrett cutting. I could find Brunson orchestrating. So it's crazy right now. I'm at the point now where would you gut and sacrifice depth to bring in an extra third star? Or tell me, guys, would you prefer to just see this thing slow cook right now? Just see what we do in the playoffs. Like Nye said, let quickly develop more, let Grimes develop, find out what their ceiling is, and then we evaluate. Because yeah, if we're making that blockbuster trade and these other teams are seeing how nice Quickly is, how nice Grimes is, they're going to ask for these guys too. You know, it's either going to have to be a lot of draft picks, or it's going to have to be some of these great young players. Yep. Yep, Manitas, appreciate you. Good to see the Knicks and the Kings relevant. Good luck in the playoffs. Yep. There's some friendly competition there. Obviously, KD's now with the Suns, so we could both laugh at the Brooklyn Nets, eh? That's what it's all about. Yes, nice. I know you're out in Colorado. You'd be buzzing out there, popping in the Pepsi Center, I think, and that would be key. That'd be nice. The Knicks don't play too well in Denver usually, but that'd be a great situation. Only make a move for a star that fits our culture. Yep, definitely. Now, obviously, you know, we're liking these regular season games, dirty and chat, but in the playoffs, to win, you need stars. Like, I've seen enough ball in the past to know that you need superstars. They'll deliver in the playoffs. So this roster has only got a certain ceiling to get to, but we do need to, like you said, make sure it's the right guy if we are making that move. Because I sure as hell don't want to part with Emmanuel Quickly right now. I could see him retiring a New York Knick. The way Grimes is playing, there's no way he should be in any deal. I'd be happy to part with Obi. We're not happy, but you know, you got to part with Obi. You got to part with probably Barrett if you need to. If we're bringing in a superstar center, I would probably entertain Mitch still, but not saying I would want to move Mitch. But if you're bringing in a superstar center like Joel Embiid, you know what I mean? That kind of makes sense too. So, yeah, like you said, it's all about fit. And I like to talk to Raphael, you know, this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern to talk about, you know, the future of the Knicks too, and what his knowledge is of this March Madness coming up, the draft class coming up, which is very, very unique. with this situation. The Knicks currently own the 17th draft pick from Dallas Mavericks, courtesy of them. It was absolutely perfect to see them lose the other night, and to know that our pick is getting better with every loss in Dallas, as the West gets crazy, and it's so bunched up right now. It's really bunched up. Yep. Appreciate you, Vaughn. Had to log on just to answer. Yep. We have outstanding chemistry, so let it be. Yep. Let it be slowly. Let it brew slowly. Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, definitely. I think until you really know, you have a better idea of what these guys' ceiling might be. Of course, we're going to know a lot more after a playoff run. That's going to be big too. So big summer ahead, big draft night. I think Obi might be looking for a new home. Let's see how Barrett does in the playoffs to see whether we need that wing addressed. But that's what I'm going to be talking to Raphael about, 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, about this draft coming up, and the fit. Now, Raphael was a huge Randle fan, from Portland, Portland fan, and he was wanting Portland to try to sign Randle as well. So it's going to be interesting to talk about him and his season that he's having with Raph about it. So let's get it. But that's 2 big beatdowns now on the Brooklyn Nets since they made that trade. We beat them at Barclays, we beat them at MSG. Now they're in the past, and we're looking ahead now to the Heat. I don't know what would happen if we beat the Celtics again. Can you imagine the critique that they're going to get if the Knicks beat them again, and the praise, the buzz that the Knicks will get? I can't wait for that matchup. I'm not sure if Jaylen Brown will return, but that's going to be interesting to see, ladies and gentlemen. I really feel good about any of these teams. In the East, the Knicks can match up against anybody. The way it's currently looking, with our depth, Mitch is back, Hart. It's like we're a brand new team that started the season, all over again since we made that adjustment with the rotation cutting to 9 men. And I completely agree with Manchild on this one. The Bucks are the only threat, for us in the East. In terms of a team that I fear, of course, I respect the other top 3 teams, but really they're beatable. I see chinks in their armor. The New Jersey Nets. Should they relocate? You guys tell me. Seattle needs a team. Big Task and I keep going back and forth about, Seattle deserve a better team than New Jersey Nets. But there's talk Ben Simmons now doesn't even have a home. They're trying to relocate him for a salary dump. Yeah, I like this too. Dinwiddie like to give the Knicks a lot of shade, but truth is, I feel like they were just clapping back when they knew that the Knicks are the place to be. They were just trying to speak. Seattle, new home for the Nets in a theater near you. Oh, let them slow cook now. It's going to be another 10 years before they're relevant ever again. Really, they had that shift, a once in a generation opportunity to get KD and Kyrie, and didn't even work out. I don't see the next star choosing Brooklyn again in the next 10 years at least. So the Wuhan Nets. Yep, absolutely. Let's relocate them to Vegas, where they can get a star over there that wants to party. Obviously, they've got some moves where they could, trade Mikal Bridges to get more picks. Nick Claxton's a guy they could probably keep around and try to build with. But their timeline's pushed way back. Now they're way back. Yep. To the point where they're embarrassing. Yep. I mean, even when we played the Nets, when they had KD, Kyrie, we gave them more trouble than they gave us tonight. Right, 30-point blowout, just about. Crazy. Yeah, Embiid's that kind of guy that we should be aiming for, no less in terms of stature than an elite star in the league. Where we're at, we really are the fourth best team in the East, the way I'm seeing it right now, because it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I do think that the New York Knicks roster now legitimately is the fourth best team in the East. So the only way to move up is to upgrade with a superstar. Obviously, Julius Randle's in his prime, not even yet. Brunson's not even in their prime. So we got room to grow, and we have a situation now where we look very attractive. Let's keep it real now. That next star that may want out, now is the perfect time to choose New York Knicks and New York City. Buzzing right now, smashing that like button, because this is the most attractive the New York Knicks have looked really since '99, in my opinion. I know that 2012 season was different. Stoudemire and Melo, it was a very top-heavy roster. Right now, this is far from top-heavy. This is sustainable. This is deep. This is talent. And Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, Barrett, elite role players with this situation now. Two kind of all-star guys, but with elite role players is absolutely huge. Yeah, Cam Johnson's a dude they could look at trading too, but I'm not worried about the Nets too much. Corey Salute says we don't need Embiid with this situation. Who would you want to add? There's not too many spaces available. That's the thing. That's what's so intriguing about this draft coming up. You know, is this a draft where the Knicks just need to punt and either move back again, move forward, roll the pick forward, or wait for that star to make that trade as well? Because, like I said, man, if Dallas lose a few more, they're pick 17 right now. Could you imagine if that gets us to 15, 14, and Kyrie misses some time maybe? Don't miss injury on anybody, but that pick really has potential to get us a great pick. Could be even in the lottery. Yep. I think where the Nets messed up is they acquiesced too much. We said it. They got DeAndre Jordan paid. He had absolutely no right to get that contract. Yep. Alaska. Yeah, look, I hope it could get us to 11 or 12, almighty. But realistically, it's probably going to be somewhere like 15, 16, upwards to 20. But again, we could really find ourselves a nice wing at that spot, no doubt about it. But yeah, it could be high, no doubt. Kyrie and Luka with no depth on that team out west. We had the T-Wolves half a game off the Mavs in 8th. The Jazz are only 1 game back of the Mavs. And the Pelicans are just 1.5 games back of the Mavs. Then we have the Blazers 2 games back, and the Lakers 2.5 games back of the Mavs in 12th. So if, let's say, they lose the next 2 or 3, the streets will be really buzzing, the draft streets. And Leon Rose will look like a genius keeping the Dallas selection and trading the Knicks selection with protections on it. But yeah, we continue to monitor that situation. Yep. Yeah, a wing would be the right move. I think right now we're good at the guard spot, with Grimes, Missouri. Yeah, that's a great location. Quickly, Grimes, Hart, Brunson, Barrett. There's no spots available for the guards. The big man spot, we're good as well. So it's Obi's here as well. We're good at the power forward too. Barrett should play more small ball 4. It's the 3 or nothing right now. I think that's it. Really, make a 5-year run with this team. Add another big wing. See how far we could get. We could get to the ECF. I could see us getting to the 2nd round for a couple years in a row. Let's see how this thing goes. But could you imagine if we started the season better too? That's what lets you know how sustainable that this is next year. Because if we don't lose some of those heartbreaking losses, let's say we beat Dallas, we didn't capitulate. let's say we beat OKC at home and we win a couple more, this would be a 52, 53 win season alone without a third superstar, you know, third star with this thing. The Hawaiian Nets, anywhere but New Jersey. Guys, we should target Brown, Embiid, Booker, maybe Ingram. Yep, I agree with all of those names. Not LaMelo, certainly not now, I don't think, but I don't think Zach LaVine. Now, I think Chicago kind of lost their leverage too. Let's keep it real. What incentive would the New York Knicks have to give up all these assets for Zach LaVine now in the off season? I don't think that's a situation where we did the right thing at the deadline. Now, I don't think they're going to get the same price for Zach LaVine as they would have if they traded him. Maybe same as OG. I really think that Masai Ujiri, Chicago, they overplayed their hand. The deadline was the best time to get those picks, I think. Yeah, Shai Gilgeous is another name. Yeah, it's interesting. I think they're going to keep him though. Him and Josh Giddey look like a great fit. They've got to see what Chet Holmgren looks like. They've got to see what he looks like with their other guys. But they're starting to win. Definitely Jaylen Brown for sure. I like that. Yep. Looks like James Harden is going to skip too. I'm noticing more and more noise about Philly's window closing. You know, Embiid's getting frustrated. Harden's going to start to get frustrated as well. Talk that he's looking at the Houston Rockets again, you know, for those strip clubs and the fans up there. And Philly, you know, they can the fans can be tough out there. They can turn on them again. And I think a lot's going to be done in this playoff series with Philly. See where they're at. It's Eastern Conference Finals or bust for Philly. Even then, Embiid might get fed up. You know, he's been there a minute. He got fed up before, and they did a lot of moves. They're still not closer to that chip with Giannis there. Yep, Shea, killer salute. Because of the DNA, Tibbs, and the type of players he likes, it would be best to go for a two-way wing, like Paul George, but he ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Possibly, you know, it's hard to look too far ahead. That's the thing. We all know the NBA landscape, Nick Streets, can change quickly. Perhaps, you know, perhaps in 2 years, I know he might be past his prime, but maybe Kawhi Leonard, you know, that's a chance he gets fed up in 2 years, 2 or 3 years. I know he's going to be 36, probably 35, 36, but talk about a complementary player at the 3 spot next to Brunson and Randle. We could do a lot worse than that. I know Dirty said Larry Nance, the other show. Larry Nance could be a veteran that we might look at bringing in, trading for, just to make that next leap, that next step with that situation. But really, I can only see us going for a superstar now with the CAA connections. Joel, I think Joel Embiid's that guy. I really feel like it. You guys notice when we play Philly, Joel Embiid goes straight to Julius Randle. He goes straight to Brunson. And those guys have words. So that's interesting, CAA connections there. And that's going to be key, you know. CAA stick together like family with that situation. I don't see us trading with the Brooklyn Nets for Mikal Bridges. Looks like Miles Bridges is going to go back to Charlotte. But I don't think the Knicks will be interested in that situation. Kyrie, that boat sailed now. He's going to go to stay out west with the Lakers. And I do think KD is going to finish his career probably with Phoenix, try to win a chip. So yeah, I mean, times is changing really. We need to get young. I think the timeline that we are on is a younger timeline. Because I could see us keeping this core together for 5 years plus. I could see Brunson being the starting point guard for us for the next 7, 8 years, and him potentially having his number retired as a Nick with that situation if it's a huge run. Yeah. Yeah, the Dallas pick is top 10 protected, unfortunately. I don't think it's going to matter. We're definitely going to get that pick. I don't think Dallas is going to be that bad, but it certainly might get to 13, 14, 15, 16. Definitely. IQ would have a cap hold, so it would matter the order we sign him. Yeah, I'm not worried about it too much because we have Brock Aller, and these guys know the numbers, I feel. They've earned my faith now, my trust with the Randle contract, the Brunson contract, the Mitch contract looks great too. Barrett starts to play well, his contract might start to look good as well. So as everybody's contract starts to get inflated, that's going to be big. Yeah, I agree, Almighty. Talk that they offered or they tried to get 4 first-round picks for Bridges. That tells you they're not really interested in trading him yet. But let's see. I think big deals go down in the summer, we all know. And most teams can take stock of what they look like in the playoffs. They can look at needs and fit, what they kind of need, where they went wrong in the playoffs, all of that good stuff. I think it'll be no different for the New York Knicks, we might get surprised. Someone might really step up, someone might not step up. We need to see. But I think our priority is going to be defense. We've picked up our chemistry defensively, amazing, with the switching. We look more in sync. Of course, you look better with Mitchell Robinson, that big anchor patrolling the paint. But, what would be a real success this season if we got to the second round? Then a star could look at you like, man, I'm that next piece. I could get them to the finals with that situation. But man, imagine if we take a team 7 games, all 7 games in a second round playoff series, the streets will be buzzing. 7th Ave will be shut down again. Yeah, the media certainly thinks stars are looking at us. Windy talked about it the other day about the next star looking at the New York Knicks. I hope they don't just focus on CAA, but really there's not too many stars available right now. We might have to wait a year or two. Like I said, we might have to dodge a few bullets. Zach LaVine, Carl Towns, I think is... I'm iffy on Carl Towns, the talent, the fit. The talent's there. I'm iffy on the fit. Yeah, look, there's a lot of nice role players. I like Watanabe. Salute Ronnie. But the roster spots are scarce right now. And I think what we need to do is we need to wait for that big trade. And if we gut our roster a little bit, then we have room to sign some more guys. But I do think the Josh Hart move was made for the future. I think they're gonna re-up Josh Hart, no doubt about it. Think about what he's done already as a New York Knicks, 7-0, undefeated. Now, think about he could become a cult hero in the playoffs, like John Starks. Let's say he makes a giant hustle play that wins us Game 7 in the first round, and the streets are buzzing. That's going to be huge. People will be clamoring to retire Josh Hart's number 3, with that situation, with Starks in mind. Dirty was open to trading for OG if he agreed to an extension before the deal ever happened. Yeah, that's interesting. What's good, Tony Yayo? Salute. Knicks need to avoid Philly in that first round. Yet Cleveland, let's hope. I think the Cleveland matchup's nice, especially if we have home court. We are just 1.5 games back of the Cavs now. After this big win and the Cavs losing, we are seriously 1.5 games back. Let that sink in. Pinch me, I'm dreaming. we rewind even 1 month ago, chopping this thing up on the show, I never would have expected us to be where we're at right now. I hope we could be, but I thought we would probably still be around 6 or 7, hustling for the playoff spot. But now, realistically, we could be 4th seed again. Welcome back, 4th seed, with the home playoff advantage, home court. Couple stars versus a couple stars with Garland and Spider versus Brunson and Randle. But then you've got Mitch going head-to-head against Jarrett Allen. And then you've got Julius Randle also combating Evan Mobley. That's going to be interesting too, that matchup. And then the depth pieces versus their depth pieces, Karis LeVert, Isaac Okoro, who else they got? Dean Windler, Dean Wade. With all that situation, we have Hart, Quickly, Grimes, Obi, Hart, Hart. I think our depth is that difference maker in that series. I really do. I think stars cancel each other out with the Knicks and Cleveland, but I think the New York Knicks depth, the confidence they're playing with now, if Barrett even takes a step up, Quickly is that big game player as well. I cannot wait. But the road ahead lies now with the Miami Heat, the Boston Celtics, the Hornets, the Kings, and the Clippers in this next 5-game stretch. I would sign up personally for 3-2. I'll be okay with that. Let's say we beat the Heat. That's a huge game in the standings. That's the one we need to win. Let's say Boston get their revenge on us. We go down to a close game against Boston. Then we put the beat down on the Hornets. And maybe we pull out a close one against the Kings. And then maybe we lose the Clips. Given it's a road trip, I would sign up for 3-2 in this stretch. And that would still have us, 11 games over after that stretch. It'd be huge. What's good, Raymond? I'm a Knicks fan. We could sign 2025 Giannis as a free agent. That's going to be interesting to see if Giannis wants to stick long term in Milwaukee. But yeah, appreciate you chiming in. Have a good night. Yeah, Il says Randle, Brunson, Hart, Quick, Grimes, and Mitch aren't going anywhere. Yeah, that's a huge nucleus, a huge core of guys. At a good age, that's the key. That's the thing about this, why it's so sustainable. Because, the 2012 season again, we had guys that were 35, 40-year-old Jason Kidd, 37-year-old Rasheed Wallace with a broken foot, Marcus Camby, Kurt Thomas, God bless him. Now we don't have anyone like that. We don't have anyone really over 33, 32 getting minutes. Derrick Rose isn't in the rotation. Great point too, Mike. Our point guard has Western Conference Finals playoff experience. Just last season. Absolutely, yep. Like Tony says too. Cleveland are a young team yet to be proven in the playoffs as much as we are unproven as well. It's going to be a battle of sort of inexperienced heavyweights throwing slugs at each other. Yeah, King Bernard, salute. BK30 in the house. I guess we have 2 legitimate stars now and some rising ones. Yeah. Quickly, I have no doubts putting Quickly as a future star in this league. From what I've seen, my eyes don't lie. 23 years old, and he is showing amazing poise and development and growth in just 1 season alone. A true 6-man of the year candidate. Giannis is that ultimate Tibbs guy. They're a pretty well-run organization. I could really see Giannis staying in Milwaukee, provided they are relevant, provided they are able to contend. But on the opposite, Luka, like Nick Yak says, Luka Doncic, I could see him skip. I really could. he's a younger generation dude, kind of built differently. He's built like he wants to win. I could see Luka going to Miami. I really could. I could see Pat Riley pulling off one big heist before he sails off into the sunset and landing Luka Doncic to play alongside Bam. Who knows? But their window's closing with Jimmy Butler as well, Kyle Lowry. I think it's a bridge too far to cross for Miami, this season, because they are in a situation where they're just lacking that extra piece. I feel for Miami, and the Knicks are a better team. I think you could ask any media NBA expert in terms of not just DNA, but roster versus roster. The New York Knicks are a better team right now. Yeah, I think right now who's playing the third best ball is Emmanuel Quickley on this team. You said it. Mitch's impact on winning is still as big as Quickley's is, but next to Brunson, next to Randle, Emmanuel Quickley is playing like our third best player right now, definitely. Yeah. If IQ ever shoots the way we thought he would, it's game over. Yep. Talk about the irrational confidence that he has. The confidence he has is just unbelievable. In the playoffs, it's going to be intense to see him grow. Yes, we had news today. MSG Plus, the direct-to-consumer streaming software app, is launching in the summer. What do you guys' thoughts on that situation? It's $30 a month, or 300 plus for a season. I don't think the $30 monthly is worth it. I would definitely look at the season one. And get this, it's $10 per game. So that's crazy. Obviously, if you have cable or whatever you have just for the MSG, it's cheaper to cut that and get MSG Plus, but it's still pricey. You're not going to lie. I feel for everyone out in the New York area because you get the blackouts. Obviously, I'm international. I get a full league pass every single game for $25 a month. For $25 a month. So that's definitely better for international people, out of town people. But for the New York market, I think you guys, we should get better than that in terms of value. What they could do, which is smart, charge $30 a month if they want, but give you guys extra content, give you guys a couple exclusives, post games, for extra subscribers, Let's say you got your regular post games with Monica McNutt, Wally, Bill, sometimes Alan Hahn, and they interview a player or two. Let's say give you extra value, you get some behind the scenes, you get extra footage, extra specials, extra camera angles, and you get extra post games with MSG Plus. That might make some people look at it differently. There's stuff that they can change. Of course, a lot of people get a VPN. You could get the league pass, get a VPN, but look, if you enjoy your Knicks, there's no better place to watch than MSG. That's undisputed. Can't dispute that at all. Melbester, salute. Huge win, definitely. Great to sink the boot into the old rivals, the New Jersey Nets. Now we can't hear Richard Jefferson clown us, Max Kellerman, Michael Rappaport, whoever these fake Nets fans, fake Knicks fans were as well. That we don't even have to deal with that anymore. That could be the best thing in all of this. There's no more first take debates about who runs New York. Wax Kellerman can't keep talking about James Dolan anymore, and that thing's played out with that situation. It's absolutely played out. So we absolutely buzzing after here, smashing that like button. New York Knicks, we own the streets, and the VPN, that does the trick for a lot of people too. King asked a great question. Is this the best front office in the James Dolan era? It's, if it's not the best, it's definitely equal best. Donnie Walsh had some issues drafting, but Donnie Walsh was trying to clean up some mess. Glenn Grunwald was forced to make a few moves, but yeah, it's definitely close. It's definitely the best, or it's very close. In terms of just value signings, not giving up draft picks too much, getting us attractive, getting us winning. It's worked. Last year was a failure. We can't hide that. Last year was a failure indeed, but this year is making up for it, definitely. Yeah. Corey agrees it's the best. Yeah, I can't disagree. Knicks and Rangers playoffs at MSG, spring of '94 all over again. Salute with that. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy, David. $10 a game after you pay $30 a month. I'm guessing that's people that just want to see a particular matchup. They don't care about it too much. Maybe they just want to see Steph Curry versus the Knicks, or they want to see the Brooklyn battle with that one. But it doesn't make any sense, really. It should be $5 a game, I think. Yeah. Yeah, facts. Appreciate you, man-child, and the best chat in the biz. You guys rock out. Know what it is. The streets are buzzing. Smashing that like button for the New York Knicks, paying props right now. I can't wait for more meetups, more link-ups, more shows as the playoffs come thick and fast now. The game's coming up, and we're built for this situation now. The team has an identity. The team is built to take on the next step. And the chemistry is on 100%, Nick Yak. Yep. I believe in the team chemistry. That's key. Yep. I even said, before we made the move for Josh Hart, I said, we got to make the right addition for the chemistry. Josh Hart was that hit out of the park with the chemistry Josh Hart does. He was respected. He was a kind of guy that brought a certain skill set that nobody could argue with. It was unanimous how everybody felt about the Josh Hart acquisition. There were some people that were iffy about the pick that we gave up, but I don't think anybody was iffy about the Josh Hart player acquisition. Yeah. King Ribby's in the house, got the MSG on the TV from Brooklyn. Salute. Dante, third seed. Here we come. Let's hope. Let's get that. Maybe we could overtake Philly. Even. Let's keep this streak rolling. Yeah, if there's a lag, you guys let me know. But I feel you on that. Yeah, in terms of today, right, it was a emphatic win, statement win on our home floor. Our home record improves again. Now our home record is finally getting up there. I believe it's 16-12 now. So that's key. That's good to see us getting more and more above 500 at home. Our record on the road is 18-12, which is excellent for a road team. And right now we're finding the right chemistry. We're finishing the season hot, just like I predicted. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I think we're gunning for that 4th and 3rd seed and getting to the playoffs hot. Some of the things I hope we could see is guys resting more, like tonight. If we could get Fournier, Derrick Rose in there, Dwayne Washington, Deuce McBride, Obi Toppin minutes, that means we're winning, most likely. That means we're killing it. And Brunson and Randle, a key to rest, Mitch resting, give these guys more burn. Tonight was a blowout, and we didn't need to play them so much. Knicks can compete with the Cavs and the Celtics. They have to figure out how to beat the Sixers and the Bucks. Those two give the Knicks a lot of trouble. With the Sixers, I'm not worried about Harden too much. It's Embiid. That's the issue. He knows how to manipulate. He knows how to get foul calls, all of that stuff. In the playoffs, I think James Harden's going to be officiated different. I think you could be a little bit more physical with Harden. He's not going to get all of those calls that he usually gets in the regular season. But you can't take their other depth for lightly, though. I think, Tyrese Maxey's great. DeAnthony Melton, Shake Milton can fill it up. Tobias Harris is that sort of that wild card, for them. We know the Philly crowd's going to be tough, but there's going to be a lot of New York fans in that Philly situation. I will say this, in a Philly Knicks series, I could see it going 6 at least. It's not going to be any sweet. I think the Knicks are built to take a game or two at least off the Sixers in a deep playoff series as well, especially if you can be physical with them. You could be more physical, and I think the Knicks could at least take 2 games off Philly in a playoff series, and we could force a game 7. But I'm not really worried too much about it because it doesn't look like it's very likely. I think the Knicks will stay in 5th. They're not going to go back down to 6th, especially if we can beat the Heat. Right now we have a 3.5 game lead on the 7th place Heat, and we're 2 games ahead of the Brooklyn Nets, which are only going to go down even more. The Hawks are at 500 in 8th as well. Tonight's win basically sealed, that we're going to finish ahead of the Hawks. We're 5 games ahead of the Hawks now, with something like 19 games remaining. So we're only worried about the Heat. Potentially, if they beat us, that's a swing. So it's a very, very important game against the Heat. And then the Cavs, we play the Cavs one more time. That's going to be a big swing in the standings. We could get above the Cavs, I think, with a big statement win against them. That'll let them know they're definitely in for a big playoff battle and get closer to Philly. Anything can happen still with 19 games left. There is still an injury situation that might happen with a Philly, but we never know. I think, Almighty says Harden, Embiid always getting foul calls. I think the refs respect Embiid a lot, but I think they're starting to call the Harden's bluff, I think, with that situation. David says 12 game streak, and then we can see that 3rd seed possibilities. Yeah, we do need to extend. If we can beat the Heat, if we beat Boston, and we win 2 out of the 3 after that, then it's all bets are off. 50 burger, 4th, 3rd seed possible, definitely. Yep. Big Tuss says 5th or 4th would be perfect right now for the Knicks, so that they can get the Cavs, as the Knicks match up very well against the Cavs. 100%. That's the best matchup for the Knicks. And what a story, heading into this season. In the off season, it was all talk about the Spider Mitchell, situation. Did the Knicks make the wrong move? Why didn't they go all the way in? I think that thing's already been answered right now. Of course, star power in the playoffs is going to be critical, but I'd rather have depth. I really would. The way we're constructed is going to be huge. The way we've drafted has set ourselves up. Like King says, most of our key players are 2nd round picks, which is awesome. 100%, great point. It starts and it ends with the draft as well. And I repeat again, this Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, we'll talk to Rafael Barlow of Big Board, talking about March Madness is here. You guys tell me, which prospects do you like so far that you've seen? Who's caught your eye? Who do you think might be a nice fit that you would like to see as a New York Knick? We are certainly looking for a certain type of player with a mentality, like a defense first, grittiness, a team first kind of guy. I can't see them bringing in some kind of, problem diva, dude with background issues, or, someone who's, just looking to get theirs. I could definitely see them trying to bring in a complimentary dude, especially with the team chemistry looking so well, and obviously we did pay a hefty price to get Josh Hart. We traded a 1st round pick for Josh Hart, so it looks like we want to retain Hart. You know, we didn't want to give up a first round pick to lose, you know, Josh Hart for nothing. And I do think that they're definitely going to have, or maybe have even already agreed on a number with Josh Hart, you know, to keep him around. So that's going to be key. Yeah, big task. Like we agree. I think even Spider Mitchell wanted to be a New York Knicks, so it's a tough situation. You know, he is a free agent after next season, but you know, you heard the interviews after that. The trade went down with ESPN and all of that about Spider saying, you know, I thought I was going to go to New York. I thought that was going to happen. It was, you know, it was already in the works. All of that stuff. He was so candid about it. He was so open about his affinity to play for home, but it just didn't happen. But yeah, he had a great season so far, 71 points for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's see. Yeah, you're right, man. Hart has one more year. It's a team option, so we could extend him, but the extension might not need to kick in until the season after next. So that's a great point too. Yep, that's a great too. Or is it a player option, fam? It's either a team option or a player option. I forget. Actually, it'd be a player option. Sorry. If it was a team option, they would definitely pick up that that option and then extend him. But yeah, it's a player option, fam. Yeah, which kind of makes sense. You know, maybe they tell him, look, pick up that player option. It's better for us salary cap wise, but we'll look after you. We'll give you 4 years. So, you know, you go further into your career with guaranteed money. Yeah, 100% they will re-sign Hart. Yep. Unless some crazy team comes in and blows him out of the park with an offer. But yeah, he's been talking about wanting to find a home. He's playing in New York. The fans love him. He loves the environment, all of that stuff. So yeah, it's been a situation where it's just meant to be right now. Speaking of what's meant to be, ladies and gentlemen, beating down the New Jersey Nets tonight. Huge blowout win. It's been 3 blowouts in a row against the New Orleans Pels, the Boston Cells, and the Brooklyn, New Jersey Nets tonight. The New York Knicks are a freight train that's tough to stop. Maybe a juggernaut up in here as the fan base goes crazy with this squad. Players starting to ascend, chemistry on 1,000, the best chat in the biz. You already know what it is. The streets are buzzing, smashing that like button because this is fun. You know, this is what we do it for, and we chop it up. We watch these games. We put the beat down on the Rhode Island Nets. Yep. Let's get it out here. Peace, everyone. Let's get it on Friday night. We'll be in Miami, ready for that one, ready to go to war. King, salute, appreciate you. Welcome. Let's get it. Best chat in the biz. Yep. Mel Bester, yet on point. The Donovan Mitchell trade was risky. Yep. Dante, salute. Let's go. I'm predicting a win against Miami. Really, another statement win. Going on the road. We are 18-12 on the road. Let's make it 19. Peace.